Every everything I touch, I ruin.
That's not true. What's wrong, Drew?
I broke Linux.
You broke Linux.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
See, here's the thing. If you want to really do stuff with generative AI locally,
Mm-hmm.
the best and worst advice I could give you is do it in Linux.
Okay. Okay.
A lot of the higher order libraries and accelerators and things really seem built for Linux. You really have to go out there and hunt for pre-compiled libraries for stuff for Windows.
Okay. Well,
Now, if you are
Windows.
on Windows, if you are on Windows,
Mm-hmm.
you can download the Windows subsystem for Linux,
Weasel.
and yeah, that works a little bit. But there's just like I have NVIDIA graphics cards in my Linux computer.
Okay. Well,
And
I've
earlier,
heard. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm guessing you're not using them from gaming, but I've heard NVIDIA and Linux for gaming is rough. Is it rough for?
NVIDIA
Okay.
and anything for Linux is rough.
Okay. Okay.
I will tell you that you could do yourselves a lot of favors if you just use Ubuntu, because like Ubuntu
Hmm.
has all of the drivers in their package repository.
Okay.
You install it and it works. You don't have to compile anything. You don't have to fuck with anything. It just works. On Fedora, which is what I'm using, which is a variant of Red Hat,
Mm-hmm.
it's basically what users who used to love CentOS like me migrated to after they basically said, yeah, we're not going to do CentOS anymore. It's a different story. The driver is not part of an official package. So you have to go out and add a separate repository or try to download NVIDIA's drivers. And as someone who's coming from Windows, you would think, oh, I'll just go download the driver from NVIDIA.
No.
Nope. It has no dependencies. Like you download the driver bundle and try to install it. Depending on what window manager you have and what driver shipped with your default, like you could drive yourself crazy doing it. Now there are really helpful people out there that have basically taken the driver and put it on open repository, so it has all the dependencies when you do your package manager and you install. Long story short, a new version of the driver came out, and when you're doing generative AI stuff, especially image related stuff, all those Python libraries like Torch and and all that stuff have a hard dependency on the version of the CUDA drivers, the CUDA drivers you have installed. My Linux desktop very helpfully upgraded my graphics driver,
You're
and
welcome.
it literally broke everything. It
Every-
broke all my workflows, all of them. And at first I was like, I can fix this.
Mhm.
I'll go find new versions of all of this. Well, some of the things have been updated for the new version, some haven't. I'll try to do a driver rollback. And now
Oh.
my computer won't boot.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. And I have data on there that I don't want to lose. So I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Okay.
Yeah, it tries to boot into the window manager. I know what I have to do. I have to basically boot to a terminal prompt and get in there and basically fiddle. I'm just done with it. I'm just done with it because I messed with it all. I messed with it all day yesterday. I messed
Mhm.
with it this morning before work. I'm just like, I need a break from this. Like, I will come back with this with fresh eyes. How are you?
Not too shabby. Not too
Yeah,
shabby. Can't complain.
yeah,
Can't complain. Oh,
yeah. The other thing that's pissing me off is my 3D printer.
what's wrong with your 3D printer?
It does a really good job with PLA.
Yeah, it's a very forgiving and easy material to print with, which is
Yep.
why that's what I use for like 95% of my prints
I
because I'm
got
lazy.
cocky. I
Yeah.
got cocky.
Hmm.
I bought some inland PETG
Hmm.
carbon fiber filament,
Yeah.
and I followed all the instructions. I bought a filament dryer. We talked about that last
Hmm.
week.
Hmm.
I dried that bitch for 12 hours,
Yeah.
and I printed spools for filament, and they came out wonderful. They
Okay.
came out wonderful, no problem at all. And it's PETG. So I was at Micro Center earlier this week, and I picked up a couple spools of just regular inland PETG, dried the filament, threw it in the printer. I clogged my nozzle twice with that stupid shit.
Oh
Like
no.
it just leaves a lot of strings. It leaves a lot of what they call boogers and zits on the print. It's almost like the nozzle is too close to the print, and it just kind of like collects it as it goes around.
Oh no.
I've tried adjusting temperatures, I've tried adjusting speed. I'm just like, this is stupid.
Hmm.
I don't have time for this. I have a Linux machine to fix. I can't be fucking with
Mm,
3D printer filament all the time. I mean, but you mostly do PLA, right? Do you do
yeah.
any PETG or
I've done some PETG prints. Yeah.
what brand did you use?
Inland.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
Eh,
all come out good so far.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do? Like when you added the filament, what did you do? Did you just use the preset or like what
Mm-hmm.
did you do?
Yeah. Yeah. I just use the preset.
That's what I did. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I double checked
You
to make sure the temps were what they recommended and stuff, and it was all fine. And yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me ask you a question about that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna open my program real quick, okay?
Okay.
Let
Okay.
me make sure I'm not crazy
Okay.
because I
Okay.
need constant validation.
Okay.
So I opened Bamboo Studio.
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming that's the slicer you're using.
It is because I'm lazy, so that's what I use. Mm-hmm.
It's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
It's a
it
good
works great.
slicer,
It works great.
especially when you have a bamboo printer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say I have a print that I have ready to go here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I open the print,
Mm-hmm.
and then I go to let's see here. Where is it? Do I have to? Oh, a new configuration package is available. Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah, I installed that this morning.
Yep. So project filaments, right? I click the
Mm-hmm.
little gear and it brings
Uh-huh.
up all my filament presets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when I added the custom filament, I went to custom filament. I created I chose the brand as Inland. I chose the materials PETG. I said PET orange is the serial number, and I left everything alone. But if I go in there right now and I edit the preset for my nozzle, there's the line that says recommended nozzle temperature, and it says min and max.
Okay.
Is that what you edit?
Yes, that's what I've been editing. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then for bed temperatures, you set all your bed temperatures to the recommended as well.
I do.
Okay. Underneath that, though, there's another temperature setting for the nozzle. If you scroll down, you see that?
Oh, hold on.
You have to scroll down in that window.
Why can't I see? Hold on. Well, for some reason, I can't see my custom filament, so I'm just making a new one.
I love when that happens.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. This is my favorite. And why is there no just okay? There's Pet GCF. There it is. Pet G. Okay. Serial number. Pet G test. That's going to be my serial number. Very fancy.
Yep.
I'm going to create.
Yep.
I have not selected a printer or a preset yet. Fuck you. I'll create based on current filament copy. Oh, fuck. Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, create.
This is great.
God
I
damn.
love this.
Why? I did what you asked me to do. You must select a printer or preset. I did select that. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Filament created. Okay, now I can go and edit the filament. Okay, custom filaments. Edit. Yep.
Okay. So there's the recommended nozzle temperature, and then under print temperature, there's all the build plate settings. But at the very bottom, there's yet another nozzle temperature setting.
Print temperature. Cool. Okay.
Scroll down.
I see. Scroll down. Filament, scarf, seam, volumetric. I don't see that.
Do you have advanced on or no?
No. Hold on. I've never
Interesting.
turned on. I didn't realize there wasn't it won't let me turn it on.
No, I don't have it on either.
Okay,
I don't have it on either.
Okay.
But under the filament, under direct drive standard, mine says basic information, type, PETG, diameter, velocity. What do you have for diameter, by the way?
Why can't I see default diameter 1.75?
That's what I have. Yeah. Velocity adoption factor 1, softening temperature 70.
Yeah.
Filament prime volume, and then there's a break, and it says print temperature, and then it has like all.
So that's what I've changed. It's like the print temperature,
right?
Volumetric.
At the very bottom of that, though, at the very bottom
nozzle.
Of that,
255 is what.
Yeah. Now here's the interesting thing, right?
I guess no, I would change that to what's based on the manufacturer, right? Because there's the bed temp and there's the nozzle temp. So I don't think I had to adjust it for the inland, but
okay, I did.
Okay,
I've been fucking with that, but here's my thing. Right, here's what I don't understand. Recommended nozzle temperature has a range, min and max.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Nozzle underneath print temperature has the initial layer and other layers.
Yes.
Right. What I found while watching the printer is if you don't change the nozzle temp, it prints at 255. So I could set the min and max at 230, 240. It'll still print at 255.
Oh,
and I thought maybe that was the problem. It's not the problem. There seems to be something else going on here. All right. I'm not crazy. Okay.
Yeah. No. Now I can't close the window. That's cute. That's cute. Yeah. God. Yeah.
Great.
I mean,
great.
Yeah. I mean, when you start getting into the corners of the application, it gets a little weird.
But to your point, though, did you dry it ahead of time and everything?
The PETG, yeah, I did. Yeah.
How long did you do the 8 hours or 12 hours, whatever it said?
I think I did just 4 hours.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was fine.
I mean, my house isn't humid right now, so
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's frustrating to me.
I've only done a couple prints with it, a handful of things, mostly for things that I wanted for inside the printer or inside the AMS, some caps to keep the certain parts of it from getting all nasty and gunky and stuff, but it's printed. I even got weird. I got the inland translucent orange PETG and that it printed just fine.
I bought some Bamboo brand translucent orange. I'm going to try just to make sure that works. Cause
now I've only used PLA, but I've had really good luck with the Sunlu brand, which I guess is the Bamboo Labs brand, but you actually can buy it.
Where do you buy it from?
Amazon.
Okay. So if I go to Amazon right now, because the bamboo filament is always fucking sold out. So Sunlu,
yeah,
SUNLU.
Yep.
Oh.
Everyone says that Bamboo actually buys their filament from Sunlu and just puts them on their own spools and puts the
RFID tag
in it. But from what I understand, it's the exact same. It's what Bamboo uses.
Yeah. Okay, so that begs the question. So you've bought some of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you put it in the printer, did you just pick the Bamboo preset?
I just went with generic, I think.
Because if it's the same filament.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Okay, so you just did generic then.
I think so. No, actually, I think the Sunlu, there's actually Sunlu in Bamboo Studio to pick. Yeah, so I picked Sunlu and then
interesting.
PLA. Yeah.
So, okay.
It's been
more results. 4-pack of PLA. TPU Silk. Ooh. Yeah. I could get it tomorrow. I've never printed with TPU. Have you?
I have not. No.
Okay.
And if you buy it from Sunlu's website, you can buy the filament without the spools as well if you want to save a couple bucks.
From Sunlu's website?
Yeah, I don't think Amazon offers that, but I think Sunlu's website offers.
Okay, because I have printed a lot of spools.
Yeah.
I've printed a lot of spools recently.
You can just
Okay. Shop other stores directly. Okay, I'll play with this later. I won't. Okay, that'll be a fun experiment. I'm gonna try to get some different PLA and see, or PETG, because I like printing with PETG. And like I said, I used the inland PETG carbon fiber stuff,
and it was fine.
And I printed blank spools with that, and it came out great. No stringing, no blobs, no nothing. It was phenomenal. It came out really well. Okay. You have a bunch of stuff in here this week.
I do. So the first one, it's going to be real quick. I became aware of this website from another podcast. I can't remember what it is, but it's it's a pod duration website, and you put in the RSS feed and it basically scans your podcast. So, and I did it for ours, and I just have some fun numbers, Drew. Okay. We have published 300 hours, 27 minutes, and 7 seconds of sweet content.
It's a lot of content.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we have that much in us.
Yeah.
To be honest.
The average length is 58 minutes and 54 seconds, so just about an hour. Yeah.
Love that.
Longest episode 12. I'm sure they do great on the personality assessments, if you remember that one.
I do.
That was an hour and 36 minutes. The shortest one was 217 at a lean 42 minutes and 6 seconds. And fun facts, our podcast will take up 244 CDs or 8,764 floppy disks. There you go.
Huh. This is a cool website.
Yeah.
I saw you put this in here, but I didn't put anything in. I thought maybe you were going to quiz me.
Yeah, no. It's just fun. It's just fun.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Okay. And the other thing I wanted to mention, so I've been wanting to create transcripts for our podcast and update the website to be able to see those transcripts as well.
Okay.
But I tried writing some code myself once a few months ago, and I really couldn't find anything that was decent for transcription. Well, all of that has changed, Drew. All of that has changed. So, literally today, over lunch, I spent about 30 minutes with Claude. And so, okay, first of all, I'm started using an app called Mac Whisper, which basically allows you to install a bunch of other like transcription models. I ended up using Parakeet from NVIDIA. It does a good job. It's fast. It has speaker support. So I transcribed like 6 or 7. 6, 7. I said 7.
Don't ever do that again.
7 episodes so far. And I had Claude write some code for me. So right now, Drew, if you go to our website,
I'm there.
Okay, and click on most recent episode. Okay.
Monster of the Week.
Yep. So now if you hit the show transcript and hit play, it'll play the episode. It'll keep the transcript in sync. You can scroll down, click to another section. It will jump the audio to that part of the transcript. There's also like a view full transcript link that you can see the whole transcript. And if you want to jump to an individual part, you can hit listen. It'll take you.
Who are you? What did you do?
I didn't write any of this, Drew. I wrote none of it. None. Not a fucking line. I struggled with this for hours on my own. Hours. I could not get it. I gave it the most vague ass prompts. And it just, and not even that, Drew. It followed my stupid ass conventions for the Node app. It recognized that I had a linter. It ran the linter every time. It fixed itself. It did everything perfectly.
This is incredible.
Yeah. So the next thing I really want to do is update the search to be able to search transcripts as well, mostly for myself, so I can search for things that we've said and be able to jump right to the podcast. I've also started uploading the transcript as it now basically in those episodes in the RSS feed. There's a link to the transcript as well. So if your podcast player supports it, that's actually going to take the longest time. I think I'm going to have use that Chrome interface that Claude has and do some like web automation to upload those transcripts, because I'm not going to be able. It takes like 8 clicks to upload a freaking transcript. It's awful. And I want to do that by hand. But I'm going to start transcribing the back catalog, getting them uploaded, and from here on out, I'm just going to do that when I publish an episode. So, yeah.
This is really fucking cool.
Yeah, and I didn't write any of it, Drew. None of it.
How does that make you feel?
You know what? I'm honestly okay with it. Like, I did look at the code that it wrote. I was happy with it. You know, there was one point where like you did this thing, like it didn't work. It's like, oh yeah, because you did the stupid thing, Paul. Okay, I got you. I do not believe that I would have been able to add this feature with any kind of like quality without like ripping my hair out without this. And the fact that I just got a bee in my bonnet and did it like over lunch was just absolutely, oh, my lights just turn on and off. I hate when it does that. My HomeKit's haunted. Sometimes my lights in my office just turn off and turn on. I love it. Yeah, it just does that. But yeah, it did a really good job, and I was really happy with the outcome. It even styled things well. It was transcript support. Yeah, you can go and and hopefully by the time you hear this, the search is updated so you can search transcripts, and hopefully I'll start going through the back catalog and getting them updated and uploaded. And
okay.
Dude, Parakeet is so fast.
Really?
Yeah, on my MacBook Pro, it's an M4 Pro chip. An hour long episode takes about 10 seconds to transcribe.
So so does Mac Whisper is basically just the interface between you and the model?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's like the Llama CPP of what you're doing.
Yeah. And then basically it just recognized like speaker 1, speaker 2. And I say, no, that's Drew. And this is Paul. And then I export it to like a VTT file, which is a pretty standard format for podcasts. And yeah, and the code like parses that VTT file, chunks it up into like something that the application can understand, and with all of the cues and stuff. And it just, yeah. Now, sometimes the Parakeet's not perfect, like especially if there's like crosstalk or whatever. Like sometimes it just lumps it together, but it's good enough for this. Like, you know, if another model comes along, I guess I can like retranscribe and re-upload or whatever. But so far it's done a really good job. I'm really happy with the quality of the transcript. And yeah, and again, without AI, I never would have had this. Like both like the models getting better for the transcription and Claude being able to write the code for me. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of like little coding. I had a really busy week at work where I had to prepare like a shitload of demos, and yeah, man, like with the right skills plugins, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. I really am a believer.
I am too. Yeah, 100%. It's amazing stuff. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Hey, one other piece of follow-up before we move on. I know Zach was home for spring break. I think that's over now, right?
Yeah, he's back at school. Yep.
Did you watch him play any Kingdom Come Deliverance 2?
I did not. Actually, like a few seconds here and there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm really curious what he thought, how much he played.
He likes it a lot. Yeah,
it's good.
It's really enjoyed it. He really enjoyed it. I have some PTO coming up, and I think that may be the game that I sit down with and try to get into. So
yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It is a much, much more hardcore Skyrim than Skyrim.
Yeah.
And like the choices you make really matter. And you could like fuck yourself over in that world really easy. Ask me how I know. Okay. Speaking of follow-up, you got a couple things here.
Yeah. So I think last episode I talked about my new smart lock. I still love my smart lock. It's great. And one of the features I like about it is it has basically facial recognition. So if you're looking at the door lock while you approach it, it recognizes your face and unlocks the door.
Right.
Well, I have learned, Drew, that there was actually 2 pieces to that sensor.
Okay.
There's the infrared sensor that only turns on when a motion sensor detects motion.
Okay.
I have learned that my lock hates the fucking wind.
Okay.
It's been really windy here in Columbus. I mean, really most of America, but like here it's been really windy.
It was really bad. It was really bad.
It was really bad. So as things are blowing around, apparently my lock is waking up and starting to look for people. If that happens enough times, you get a notification that basically says, hey, to save your battery, I had to turn this off.
Okay.
Because there's just too much motion going on. And to turn it back on, you actually have to like wake up the touchscreen and like tap it. And that turns the sensor back on.
Interesting.
And it's just, I still like the lock, but it just kind of does piss me off that it can't be smart enough just to, I don't know, or just have an option to say, fuck it, leave it on all the time. I'll change the battery more frequently. I don't care. But yeah, my smart lock hates the wind. It hates it.
Okay.
It hates it.
How did everything go? For those of you that didn't know, we actually had some really bad wind here in Columbus. A couple days of it actually. Yeah. And we had a fair amount of damage up here. I don't know about down there.
Honestly, it wasn't too bad down here. Like we never lost power, which I'm really surprised. We have a lot of above ground power lines coming in to where we live. And I mean, there was honestly like the biggest thing that we got was Asheville likes to flood when it rains a lot. So there was some times where we're trying to get to the high school or something, and you just like you had to go in a totally roundabout way to avoid all the flooded roads and stuff. But
yeah, there were a fair amount of trees that were down up here. If you drove just down the street from me, there were people whose gutters got ripped off, and I really think it came down to how their house is sited and kind of what it looked like. The ground is super saturated here because we had a lot of rain prior to that, and really loosened the ground up for some older trees. And like I said, if you had taken a drive down the road from me, you would have seen some serious damage. And it's interesting because I was out running some errands Saturday, and a lot of roads were closed here because they were trying to do cleanup. And they had like basically the big wood chippers and everything basically blocking the road because there's a lot of wood lined roads and things up here. So we were fortunate; we didn't have any damage or anything, but
yeah,
a lot of other people were good. And then parts of Dublin lost power, but we didn't. So we were again super thankful for that.
So you have some follow up as well.
I do. So this is more of a PSA than I did a thing.
Okay.
So when I bought my BMW, if you've ever bought a car, dealerships love to sell you on warranties and protection packages and stuff like that. And when I bought my BMW, I didn't have a choice. The dealer put this package on there, and whether I wanted it or not. Now, I didn't pay for it. I was able to say, look, I didn't ask for this. I don't want to pay for it. And a little bit of haggling on a car that expensive. They were like, okay, it's fine. Because they realized I was driving all the way from Columbus to Cincinnati to buy it. My time's worth money. That's kind of how they justified it. That was the first car that I had ever had ceramic coated. So are you familiar with what ceramic coating does?
Vaguely. Yeah.
Have you ever used Rain-X on your windshield?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is like Rain-X for your whole car.
Okay.
It is basically a chemical compound that goes over top of your clear coat. And the whole idea is it just makes your car way easier to clean. In addition to things like water beating up and stuff like that, it adds a really, really fine protective layer over everything chemically that makes it just so you can almost wipe your car off. You don't necessarily, I mean, you should wash your car. Don't take that to mean you shouldn't wash your car, but you could basically just wet a cloth and wipe your car off. It really does make a big difference. And after owning the BMW and having that on there, they could also do a similar treatment to the interior. But I had that done on the BMW, and it made a big difference. Plus, it also makes your car appear more shiny. So I was like, I want to get that done again. Now, the dealers have the ability to do that. And usually it'll run you anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000 to have it done. I didn't want to pay for that for the car I was buying because frankly, it was a lot of money and I didn't necessarily want to put any more money into it. So I thought about it. I picked up the car. It got dirty on the way home, of course. But I was like, I really want to get the car ceramic coated. So I found a local business. I am going to give them a shout out because they did a phenomenal job. There's a place in Plain City, Ohio, which is actually right next door to Dublin here. Plain City is actually kind of huge. So this is on the Dublin side of Plain City. It's called Performance Auto Spa. I did a lot of research and I did a lot of shopping around about local shops that do ceramic coating. And this one was sort of at the top of the list. And what was nice about them is I actually drove over there and the guy was working and he sort of took me through the shop. And when you first walk in there, they have like a little showroom where they have customers' cars that they let them keep there that they've done, like Ferraris, muscle cars, things like that. So it's pretty cool. They also sell products. And what's interesting is I'm a big fan of Adams car care products. And we've talked about them.
Yeah.
We've talked about them on the podcast before. I'll put a link in the show notes here. But normally you have to buy that stuff directly from Adams. You can buy it in their showroom. So that right there is kind of worth the trip for me.
Cool.
Anyway, I was talking to the guy and, he gave me a quote. And of course, when you go through like a private shop that specializes in this, you have a bunch of different options. There are different tiers of ceramic coating. There are ones that last for a year. There's ones that can last for 7 years.
Hmm.
I got a 4-year one that's really good, and it came with like a goodie bag when I was done, where they gave you what's called a detailing spray. So like if your car's just a little bit dirty, you kind of spray that on there and then just wipe it off, and it's like you washed your car. It's actually pretty cool. While I was there, though, I also got paint protection film on the front of my car.
Okay.
Now, if you're an old guy like me, you might remember a time where people put bras on their car.
I do remember that. Yes.
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 I vaguely remember going to Honda dealerships with my parents when I was little, and I think we owned a car that had one. Basically, what it was is it was a leather or some kind of material. I think it was
Mm.
mostly leather or some
Mhm.
kind of hybrid material that you would basically open your trunk, set this in there, kind of like pull it over your
Mhm,
hood,
mhm.
and then you would close it, and it, kind of added it added contrast to your car depending on what color your car was.
That's a
But it
polite way of
also
putting it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it also actually I need to find a picture of that. Let's see here. 1994 Honda Accord car bra. Um God, there's got to be a picture of this, right?
Do you have
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
imagine?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Hold on, I got one. This is almost identical to what my parents had. Okay. Um yeah, car bonnet hood bra for Honda Accord. My mom was a big Honda person. It basically looked like this. So
Oh,
like if
yeah.
you that's on eBay. So
Mhm.
hopefully the listing is still up when you go look at it. But
What a time, what a time.
yeah, what a
Yeah.
time to be alive, right? Okay. So anyway, that over time that changed, and what you started to see is you started to see less of this, and you started to see the clear bras go on cars. And much like the picture you're looking if you're looking at the picture that we
Mhm.
have here, what it would do is they would basically take a piece of plastic, kind of drape it over part of the hood, not the whole hood, part of the hood, and it was a clear thing. The problem is if you looked at the car from just the right angle or the car was dirty, you could see the seam. And over time, the paint under the film would kind of age differently than the paint on the hood.
That's what I remember is people taking them off and, like, the colors being different or, like,
Yes.
moisture got under there and started peeling the paint back and, like
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
awful stuff like that, yeah.
Yes. Now, Performance Auto Spa offers paint protection film.
Okay.
And I was not sold on this, but if you want to call it an upsell, call it an upsell. But the idea is that they can cut plastic sheets that they then
Mhm.
apply to your car, that are, number one, mostly there to protect you from rock chips,
Okay.
because this film that they have now is self-healing. So if
Oh.
you're driving down the road and you take a stone chip in your paint protection film, this is a barrier between it and the clear coat and the paint, and it is designed to basically be self-healing, the kind of materials that it's made out of. Now, when I was visiting, what sold me on this was I actually got to go back, and like the guy showed me the whole operation. Like in their shop, they basically have two partition sections. The first section that you walk into is sort of open. It's like where the garage doors are. What they do is they pull the cars in and they do a full detailing wash there first. Then they pull it into the climate controlled section of the shop. And that's where they do the ceramic coating. That's where they do the PPF, because they have to have like certain conditions for it to be right. For some of the ceramic coatings, they actually have to put it under a heat lamp when they're done to help it cure. But I was watching the guy apply it, and I was like, okay, these guys know what the fuck they're doing. And what they have is you know how they have plotter printers?
Yeah.
They basically have that for the PPF. So like they put in your
Oh,
car, year, make, and model, and it literally cuts it to size.
that's neat.
So I had them add that to my car.
Okay.
And what I had them do is one of their more common options. You could get it on your whole car if you wanted to, but it's like outrageously expensive, like 10 grand to do your
Oh,
whole car.
wow.
I had them just do the hood and the
Mhm.
fenders and the bumper. So when you look at my car, the seam of that paint protection film is like ends where my door opens or where
Okay.
my hood meets my like windshield.
So it matches up to like the natural panels of the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the front of my car, actually all around my car, I have like there's like a carbon fiber type trim. And when the guy was talking me through it, he's like, "Well, what kind of PPF do you want me to use on the carbon fiber?" And I was like, "I don't understand the question." And he said, "Well, if we do the regular paint protection film, it's like glossy. We have like a matte we can do on that, so it keeps like the it doesn't make the carbon fiber shiny. It kind of keeps it the matte color it is now." It came out really sharp. It was definitely money well spent, I think.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, if you live in Central Ohio and you're looking for a shop, even if you just want to get your car washed and detailed, go check these guys out. They're very reasonable. They know what they're doing. Yeah, it's they did a phenomenal job. Absolutely phenomenal job.
You still
Um,
liking the car?
yeah, when I can drive it. Actually, my car is um let's see here for Pinnacle window tint. Actually, that's not my car. I was going to say they have an RS6 on her Instagram, but it's not mine.
Not okay.
Yeah. But if you go to their Instagram, you can see all the shit that they do, and they do everything. Like they'll do a Prius and they'll do a fucking Lamborghini, right? Like,
Okay.
yeah. And when I was picking my car up, there was a guy that was dropping off one of those new Corvettes. It's like 1,000 horsepower. Yeah. Ugh, Cybertruck, gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone else had their RS6 done. This was done last year. Yeah, they haven't put mine on Instagram yet. They said they were going to.
Okay.
But yeah, they did a great job. Again, getting good, and you could spend as much as you want to spend. I mean, I spent a couple $1,000s on this because I got like a top tier ceramic coating, and then the PPF is not cheap. But if you value keeping your car nice, and after what I spent, I feel like I kind of have to. It was worth it. So these guys did a great job. So definitely go check them out. Seal of approval.
Okay.
You want to talk about video games?
I do, just a little bit.
Okay.
So So I think everyone who listens to this podcast knows that I've played a lot of Diablo in my life. I played a lot of Diablo 4, a lot of Diablo 4. And like most ongoing live servicey kind of games, they do seasons.
Yep.
All right. So every season, there is usually a set of cosmetics that you can unlock. And there's usually a seasonal mechanic, something that they add to the game temporarily, whether it's like new item types or special powers, or and there's like a little bit of story. Okay. So the previous season 11, was amazing.
Okay.
I mean, the stories are never very long. They're pretty short, right? But the story was good. The mechanic, they basically added this way to like, you get a perfect piece of gear, you get it upgraded, and there's like, it's called sanctification. It was just like be able to give it just one more like awesome thing to your gear. It was very, very, very fun. So Diablo 4 is gearing up in the end of April. They're coming out with the second expansion. They're adding the Warlock class, a whole new story, a whole new region. They're totally redoing the entire skill tree. Everything is going to change with this expansion.
All right.
So they have a season 12, that is a shorter season. It's basically a stopgap. Like season 11's over. We need something before the expansion starts and a new season with there.
All right.
And this season is just so bad, Drew. It's
Why?
So bad.
Why?
Okay. So do you remember, like, it wasn't called kill streaks, but like basically kill streaks in Diablo 3, right? Like you kill more monsters in a row without stopping, you build up this kill streak.
Yep.
And so the core mechanic of this season is kill streaks and the butcher. I'll get into that in a little bit. So at the beginning, okay, so first of all, you get a kill streak going, and it literally puts kill streak and the number of kills you have in the middle of the fucking screen. the
Okay.
middle, the middle,
Okay.
right
The
where
middle.
all the
Yep.
right where all of the good stuff is happening. Just kill streak right in there.
Yep.
And when the season started, as soon as you got a kill streak, you got this uh Unreal Unrita style kill
Killing
streak.
spree. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
kill streak. They've toned that down a little bit. Uh and the other mechanic is, so obviously you play Diablo, you remember the butcher. Okay.
I do.
Yeah. The butcher is in Diablo 4. Usually what happens is if you're in a dungeon or doing something like some end game content, sometimes the butcher would randomly spawn and come after you. At lower levels, he can be a really tough fight. At higher levels, you just murder the butcher. He's just another thing on the screen to kill.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways to become the butcher in season 12.
Okay.
There is you probably haven't played a whole lot. One of the core mechanics of Diablo 4, because it's like, there's like an overworld. It's called Hell Tides, and basically they take a region, the map that region turns all red, and the monster density is higher in that region, and they're a little bit tougher, and you kill things, you can open up special chests. But now there's this shrine where you collect fresh meat. Yes, really, you collect fresh meat. You have enough fresh meat, you can turn on the shrine and you become the butcher for 2 minutes. And there's also slaughterhouse keys, which basically lets you use one of these keys, you become the butcher, and you wreck one of the towns in Diablo. And it's they mean well, but it's just not. It's not fun. It's not fun. I built my character. I want to play my character. I want to use all the stuff that I collected and all the skills that I picked. And being the butcher for a few minutes just I don't know, it just breaks it up. And so basically I'm here to say, but I have not stopped playing it, Drew. So I'm here to admit that I am kind of hate playing season 12. There's a few more cosmetics that I want to grind through and unlock, and then maybe I'll be done till April. But it's
Well, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Is this are you playing with the paladin?
So I played with 2 different paladins last season.
Right.
This season I decided, like, okay, the paladin's great, it's super fun. But I haven't given a lot of love in my playthroughs to the barbarian or the druid. So I decided to do a barbarian this season, and it's a lot of fun. I have some pretty good mechanics for the barbarian. Okay, this is okay. This is Paul just venting about Diablo.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so another thing they added this season is called bloodied items, and basically they're items that can drop that increase power depending on your kill streak. Perfectly fine mechanic. You can ignore it. Like, you can't really you can't really make a build around them because you can't get a kill streak on a boss or like a small group of like elite mobs. You just can't do it. So you really can't make a build around them, but they're fun. If you get one and the other stats are good, great, throw it on. It's fine. But so the season, like a lot of things, you have to do certain objectives to move forward in the season, right?
Okay.
And one of them is basically like, for every tier of gear, one of the objectives is equip a full set of that level of gear of bloodied items. And it just means that, like, you have to hold on to shit because you're like, okay, I need a bloodied helm to be able to complete this, but all of my other bloodied gear I'm not using, so I just store it in a stash in my a tab in my stash, and wait till I get that last drop, and then change all of my clothes for the season thing to unlock, and then put all of my good shit back on. It's just not as good. But I'm excited for the new expansion. So they're introducing the Warlock class. It looks really freaking awesome. So hopefully they put all their energy into that expansion, and this season was like the B team or C team for this season. Just get it out the door and get something to do.
Yeah, I saw that they basically went back and added the Warlock to Diablo 2.
They did. Yeah, I played a little bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am tempted to do that for the nostalgia.
Yeah.
I remember when Diablo 1 came out, but Diablo 2 was like, to
Yeah.
me, the high point of that series.
So I played a little when that got announced. I reinstalled Diablo 2, whatever the rebirth or whatever whatever the tagline is, and I started playing a warlock. And like the mechanics of Diablo 2 are still really fun, but like just the annoyingness of like having to stumble around the map to find the place you're trying to do, because there's no objective marker, there's no
Yeah.
nothing. You
Yeah.
just kind of have to
Yeah.
like, and the maps are all kind of randomly generated, so you can't remember anything. You have to figure out where shit is on your particular map at that
Mhm.
particular time to
Yep.
go through, and that just gets old real quick. I'm an old lazy gamer. I need a fucking nav point. Tell me where to go.
Huh.
But yeah, yeah.
Before we get off the video game topic, were you a big Quake fan?
Yeah, yeah.
All
Dude,
right.
Trent Reznor made the fucking soundtrack. Hell yeah, I was.
So, every year they have what are called Quake Brutalist Jams.
Okay.
I found this when I was down watching somebody on YouTube, and what this is it's basically a giant map pack with a hub world where different level designers were basically given a prompt to design a brutal theme level.
Huh.
It's amazing what people are getting the mileage out of this engine are. Now, in order to play this, you need a copy of Quake. You can either buy it on Steam for like $4, or on the website I linked, there is a complete standalone that basically has like the entire map pack and the mods all installed to play it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a fan of Quake and you like hard, first of all, it's hard. Okay,
Okay.
it's hard. Some of the maps are very hard. I'm like maybe 12 maps deep in this thing. And even though everybody was given the same prompt, what they did with the level design and the
Oh, that's
aesthetic
neat.
of the levels, yeah, you should watch the trailer.
Okay.
You should
Yeah.
definitely watch the trailer. It's very, very good. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay.
It took me a little while to get reused to the Quake controls though, because compared to modern shooters, there's very floaty. And there's a few
Yeah.
maps where you have to do some platforming. I don't think Quake is necessarily known for its platforming.
No. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. No.
Those were a source of frustration. But
Huh.
this is the third one.
Okay.
And yeah, so basically what it uses, and again, you don't have to worry too much about this, but it's basically they have this thing called Iron Whale. Iron Whale, I think it's called. And that is an open source port of the Quake engine.
Oh.
So that's why you can download the standalone and play it, or you can download Quake through Steam and then patch it with Iron Well and then install the map pack, basically, with all the textures, all the sound effects. They remixed the guns, they added some new stuff. Nothing crazy, but if you're looking for something where you could play a level in like 20 minutes, dying a few times, it's pretty good.
Hmm.
It's pretty good. So I just
Cool.
thought I'd give a shout out to that because that's what I've been playing. Okay. Last topic of the night. Paul, do you have an HOA?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Fucking annoying, but yeah. Yeah.
I have an HOA.
Most people do.
Yeah. I don't know if I need to get my driveway replaced. My driveway is old. It is not. It is time to replace it. You know, the concrete is sort of starting to deteriorate. Okay, that's not a cheap thing. You know, I don't have a huge driveway, but I got a pretty decent sized driveway. You can fit 4
Yeah.
cars in my driveway.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, we're a 3-car family right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate moving my truck around when I want to drive my car, and I don't want to block Mandy in. She can drive stick, but
So
it's
you want to make one of those little parking spots off the driveway? You can park your truck and just leave it there.
Yeah, So again, you've seen my house. Right now, you pull into my driveway. It is a 2-car garage with room for basically 4 full cars in my driveway.
Yep.
What I want to do is I want to, first of all, get the driveway replaced. So basically, rip out the existing driveway, put down a new form, level it, grade it, drop in new concrete. But what I want to do is where the basketball hoop is that we never use. I basically want to cut over, go out, and go up, and
Okay.
basically add a quote unquote fifth parking spot on the pad.
Makes sense. But I'm guessing that has to be approved by the HOA.
Well, first of all, just getting the driveway replaced requires the approval of the HOA.
Yeah, same thing.
Now, I'm not worried about that because, again, I'm going with a contractor that specializes in concrete. And I don't know if you've ever looked at what it takes to replace concrete, but there are different finishes to concrete. There are different colors of concrete. There are different types of concrete. There is stamp concrete. We've talked about concrete. I've talked about my love of concrete on this show before.
Yes, we have. Yep.
So I just want a concrete driveway, broom finish with capped edges. Very reasonable. Nothing fancy. Plus, I also have a walkway from my driveway to my front door. Not replacing that right now because it is a very windy path. I don't that I had lifted and regraded, so I've got a few more years on that. So, had a few concrete men and women come to my home, give me quotes. I have quotes, I have schematics. And I also had them give me quotes and schematics for adding on that pad. Paul, what do you think the process is to submit just to have my driveway replaced? Not make a change.
I have no idea. I have no idea what the process would be. Yeah. I don't know what it is for my HOA. And we're talking about getting like a deck or a patio. So I'm going to have to figure that out real soon.
Okay. So here in the Muirfield Association, I have to first download a form.
Okay.
I have to fill out the form. I have to attach the drawings about what it is going to look like. I have to submit a $20 fee. I have to make a copy of everything and submit it to another organization for the Architectural Review Board for them to review it and them to approve it. Turnaround time is a minimum of 14 days. I submitted both because I called in and I said, hey, I'm considering both of these things. Do I need to submit different quotes? I said, the only difference is I'm making a modification in one and one is a replacement. And they said, those are two separate applications. And I said, so I got to pay $40 to submit two applications for something that really I'm only looking for approval on one of them. And they said, yes.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's what I'm dealing with right now. And then it's just going to be a huge pain in the ass because apparently it's going to take like a week for it to cure.
Yeah, you won't be able to use your driveway.
Yeah. And the other thing too is the way that I wrote up the proposal is I don't like parking my cars on the street, period. So I basically wrote it up as, hey, my house, my driveway is literally the first thing you see when you drive into the neighborhood. I don't want to keep my cars parked on the street. I want to make it easy for people to get in and out of the neighborhood. There's not a no parking sign there. I could park there. If I wanted to, I could park there all the time. I don't want to.
I parked on the street before by your house.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. So really, this is, I don't want to use the word safety issue, but it's a convenience issue for everybody, not just me, if you let me do this.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I'm playing it.
Keep my fingers crossed for you.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks. And then I got to get all that scheduled and figured out. So yeah, you don't have like any of that you have to do or?
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah. Anytime you want to change the color of your house, you have to submit an application if you're replacing your front door.
Yeah.
You have to, like, if you're getting I know some people have added like little bits to their driveway as well. That has to be all approved. Like I said, we're talking about either getting probably like a deck, not a high deck, but like one of those decks that are just like a couple inches off the ground. I think they look really nice. One of those, we're gonna have to go through the process for that as well. Now, sometimes, like depending on who you buy, sometimes they'll go, we'll deal with that. we know how to grease the wheels to get this approved.
So
But,
when I had my front door replaced, the company deals with Muirfield. They're like, we'll submit everything, and they did. I didn't have to do a thing. But for this, I have to this company is just like, yeah, we show up with the concrete, you do the rest. And I'm like, all right, well,
it depends on who you get, whether they want to deal with that or not. So Yep.
So anyway, that's the other thing I got to get figured out here in the next few weeks. So, well, hey, that's a show.
That's a show. I'll do that thing I usually do. Doingtheirbest.com. You can find all the show notes, transcripts for new episodes, and they'll get to the backlog. And hey, leave a review if you want. And thanks for listening.